though I haven't lived on the streets for any length of time myself, back in my college days, I saw to it to hitchhike across the country and go to Alaska with just a couple dollars in my pocket, and ended up, sleeping under bridges when hitchhiking, and got to Seattle and hunted around for some nice discreet bushes to crash in for a couple days, waiting for the ferry to Alaska. And I learned a lot in those times. It's raining. Where do you go? Where do you find a spot? Is it safe? Who's going to run into you in the middle of the night? Is it going to be a cop with a nightstick? Is it going to be somebody wanting to roll you? These are all questions that people have to face every night when they're out on the streets. And there are families facing that. We don't have enough shelters. We don't have enough low-income housing. We really have abandoned the thought that we're all in this together and that the boat can only rise as high as the lowest of us. We really need to get back to that in America if we're going to grow in a sustainable way in this country.
It wasn't me that found a pot of gold.
Great American Taxi was playing a gig in Tulsa, Oklahoma, when we got a call from our buddy Benny Galloway, who happened to be in Okemah, Oklahoma, Woody Guthrie's hometown, and said he'd be coming by Tulsa. Let's pick. So, we took it as a great sign coming from Woody's hometown that, something was astir.
Well, I turned around and I wound up poor. I ain't never owned no silver mine.
So he whipped out the tune Poorhouse on us that night. We played it during the show. And man, it just had a great impact, and it seemed to be really talking about some of the things going on in the country now with the economy in an uproar, and the worst distribution of income that's happened in the United States since the Great Depression. A lot of people were feeling the impacts of this, and we thought, man, this would be a really good song to put on the record that's about Paradise Lost, because we've lost a lot of the paradise that we've achieved in this country, and we'll get it back, but there's a lot of work to be done. And one of the biggest things we have to address in that disparity of income is homelessness.
They're gonna put me in the poorhouse, poorhouse, poorhouse on account of you. Poorhouse, poorhouse, saves the face, they're gonna need a few.
People are starting to feel that it's not just these folks who we thought we're comfortable with keeping marginalized. We kind of could say, well, they had it coming or something like that. We could blame the victim. But when we start seeing suburban families and people who, used to have good jobs, now sleeping in their cars and living under bridges, we can't ignore that anymore.
Went and sold my house on Easy Street. Well, can't buy nothing good to eat. Well, where on earth is my coffee can? I went and spent up all my work today.
It should become top of mind to our country. And if music can help do that, well then, Woody Guthrie would be smiling at us today.
They're gonna put me in a poorhouse, poorhouse, poorhouse on account of you. Poorhouse, poorhouse, saves the face, they're gonna need a few. Poorhouse.
And the struggle goes on today, and we hope that this song can bring people to think about the very difficult direction the country is going in, and we can all band together and get going the right way, specifically on homelessness.